Hey there, Blessed Mama. We are here to help you, the working mom, manage your personal and professional life without losing your mind. This is a podcast for you. I'm Blair Critch, and I went from a teacher to a stay-at-home to a 7-figure online business owner. And listen, that didn't happen overnight. It happened after we actually hit rock bottom. Bankruptcy that shook us. Then to find out my husband had an addiction problem, I decided that day I would grow and learn how to build a flexible business of freedom. Now today, I'm passionate about teaching other women the exact same thing through systems and strategies full of faith, fun, and drive.
What is up? I am Kelly Hoover, retired corporate pharmaceutical rep to network marketing millionaire and small business owner. After recovering from a brain tumor, I knew I wanted to go after my dreams and make life happen. Quit waiting around for the perfect time. So I learned social media and how to master my time, and then the magic really started happening. If you are looking to create connections and own your time management skills, then this is the place for you. Let's do it. Welcome back, ladies, to Blessed Mama Bosses podcast. It is Kelly here, and I am with a very special guest, Miss Chelsi Joe, and you guys are in for quite a treat today. We're going to be talking all about balancing business and home life, whether you're a network marketer, whether you're a work from home mama, or whether you're even a 9-to-5 mom and you really are struggling with your time management and balancing it all. Chelsi Joe and I actually connected through Stephanie Gass, and I have just learned so much about time blocking and so many different things. So I cannot wait for you guys to hear her. So if you're not familiar, Chelsi Joe is the host of Systemize Your Life, which is a top 100 podcast for work from home moms. And it really teaches you how to reduce your overwhelm and create more time with proven systems so that you can successfully manage your motherhood and your business. And I've actually been through one of her workshops and applied it to my everyday life, and it has been incredible. Chelsi is a native to Arizona, where she is currently chasing outdoor adventures with her husband in their spare time, all while they raise 2 beautiful girls. She specializes in teaching work-from-home moms how to use systems so they can have sustainable self-care, stress-free homes, intentional relationships, and how to clarify exactly how to do their best work in managing home and business without feeling pulled in all directions. Doesn't that feel amazing? I cannot wait. So Chelsi's mission is to change the culture of motherhood so every woman living with a strong call in her heart can believe in her path to success. So Chelsi, thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited for us to chat a little. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, and thank you for having me on the show. You guys are just like a ball of energy. Let me just say that first and foremost, which I absolutely love. And I will say, I came to know you guys like completely outside of the whole Steph Gass realm. I don't even know where I found you. And then one day, you guys popped into her podcasting community because you were going to start a podcast. And I was like, no way, famous people are inside. And I was like, this is so fun. And now
I never knew this.
Yes. I was like, oh my gosh, Steph, these girls. I was inside your Facebook group, I think. Is kind of how, I don't even know. I mean, it must have been suggested. I don't know how I found you. So it's so fun to be here on each other's podcasts. What a trip. Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah, thanks for the awesome introduction. My name is Chelsi Joe, like she said. And I don't know if it was mentioned. I don't know if I have that included or not, but I have 2 little girls at home, and I am married, and I am the owner of ChelsiJoe.co. And this podcasting world is my life. Yeah.
I know. And your podcast is amazing. I have binge listened to so many different things. And I think that's cool. You guys, you heard it first right here of how we met. And, I didn't even know that. So I think that's so incredibly cool. Stephanie definitely was like, you guys have to connect with Chelsi Joe. She's amazing. Y'all will get along. And I loved it. So she sent us, when we were at the very beginning of our podcast, she sent us to listen to what good sounds like. So there you go. And you were
That's
the person she
awesome.
sent us to listen to.
That's fantastic.
So I love that. Yeah, I love that. So we have a lot of ladies that are listening now that are very driven in their business. They're very driven in their home life. They often feel very discouraged. We hear, people don't have time. They don't know how to use time wisely to really manage all the things. So I know they're looking forward to hearing your tips today, and we're just going to jump right into it. The thing I personally have applied so much from your workshop that I went to was time blocking. And I personally already was doing time blocking, but your approach was very unique. And I have applied it to my first round of time blocking, and I feel like I've mastered time blocking by applying yours as well. So will you tell us a little bit about what your approach is and really sort of how you manage your day-to-day life with business and family?
Yeah, I have a really unique system that I created specifically for being a work from home mom. I worked outside of the house. I've been a professional sign language interpreter for my entire professional career, and I was a single mom for a while simultaneously running a business. I owned an event-based business. My mom and I co-owned it together. We did florals and design for weddings. I got married and I realized that I kind of wanted to be home with my girls, and the event based business was bare, so much work. So I decided to get out of that, and I was like, oh, I'm going to start a blog. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to start a podcast. So I did that, and I knew what I wanted to talk about. I knew what I wanted to share. And I had been developing these systems in my home in order to be able to. I had a lot of friends, right, that I constantly was trying to help. And they're like, why do you make this look so easy? And I'm like, well, it's hard work, but it doesn't have to be like draining. It doesn't have to deplete you. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, right? It can still be fun. You can still succeed at all these things. You really can. You don't have to be like that burnout mess. Life doesn't have to look like that at all. And I actually came from a place where my mom, she just did everything in the cracks of the day that were inconvenient for herself, but convenient for everyone else. And it burned her out. And I saw that happen to her. And I also saw it take a huge toll on my parents' marriage, right along with a lot of other things in their life too. But I just wanted to do something different. And so that's when I started creating systems. And one of the biggest things that I realized I needed to do was to manage my time well, because there were cracks in my day. And if you add up all the cracks in the day, you have a huge crevice. And to me, that's like such a waste, you know? And so I created this 5 block system where all of your time, your waking hours are blocked together. And so there's 5 blocks that I teach, and they all line up together. Some of those blocks, depending on what your life looks like, may be a little bit bigger or smaller than mine. And even on any given week, one day my AM block may be smaller than it is on a Tuesday. And that's the beauty of time blocking. The biggest misconception that people hear and that people think when it comes to time blocking is that you're on a rigid schedule. And I don't have a schedule. I have timestamps throughout my day as guide marks and posts to keep me accountable. It's to keep me flowing through my day with intention. But really, what I have is a framework. I have something that supports the life that I want to live with intention. And it is my 5 block system. So I'm sure you guys are super curious to know what is the 5 block system. So of all 5 of my time blocks, I have 2 of them when I'm with my kids, and the other 3 I'm not with my kids, which sounds really glorious to a mom that has kids at home that feels like her kids are up her bum 24/7 and she can't catch a break, right? And that is really where this came from, was me knowing that I was going to need to carve out time for myself if I was going to be the woman that ran her ship in motherhood and in home and in business, and was able to be a very respectful and accountable partner to her husband, and somebody that her husband could depend on and could love and have fun with as well. So I made a really hard decision to start wrangling all of my mom time, and I put it together in one block so that I could turn my kids away and focus on my work in another block. So my first block of the day is my morning routine block. That's before my kids get up in the morning. Then I go into my AM block. That's everything that happens in the morning. I am a homeschooling mom right now. Due to the pandemic, we chose to keep our kiddos at home. One of them goes to a Montessori preschool because she's real little, a few days a week. And then the other days of the week, I do all of my homeschooling in that AM block. And then I move into my work block. And that is the block where my kids gets to go run free. They don't have to say please and thank you to me anymore. They don't have to sit the way that mom needs them to sit at the table. They don't have to do anything because they're on their own to go have independent play. And they love that. And they do, in fact, leave me alone most of the time, because when I'm with them in my AM block, I demand every bit of attention from them just as they demand it from me. And it is tiring to give all of that to a human constantly all day long, and they want to be turned free. And that's when I get time to focus on my business. Then I go into my PM block where I do all of the other mom things and the home things, and we cook dinner, and I focus on my kids again. We focus on family time. We do the nighttime routine, or sometimes we even have family activities and sports extracurriculars for the kiddos in that block. And then we move into my nighttime routine block, which is after the kids have had lights out and they're in bed. And then it's time for me. It's time for me and my husband. It's time for us to wind down and unplug from the day. So that is my 5-block system.
Hey there, blessed mama. We know this last year has been quite the journey between COVID, between political uproar, and all the things that have kept us from doing the things that we absolutely love to do, like getting together with other like-minded women. So we knew that we needed to host our very first annual Blessed Mama Bosses retreat this fall. So join us September 24th through 26th for Bringing Me Back retreat. Listen, you're not going to have to do anything. Put those feet up, relax, fill up your cup so you can come home not only better at your business, but better as a mom, better as an entrepreneur, better as a wife or a friend or a daughter. You have many roles, and we are here to fill up your cup and have you spend a weekend getting pampered, being taken care of, but best of all, making sure that you fill your body, mind, and soul. You're not going to want to miss out on this weekend in Orlando, Florida, where we're going to have so much fun, learn a ton, and even have a professional life coach. So if you want more information, go check it out at bmbretreat.com. We have a special going on right now through the month of May, and you're not going to want to miss out. Hey, and grab a friend, whether they're in the same business as you or they don't even have a business at all. No matter who they are, they will love this retreat. So we cannot wait to see you there. Check it out at bmbretreat.com.
I love it. And when I went through your workshop and your training, I have time blocked for a long time, but it was hourly time block. And I am also homeschooling mom because of the pandemic. And it is challenging to manage it all, especially when your kids are like, hey, I need this, through the day. But I loved being able to apply, the time blocking for the hours. And I actually overlap them. I overlap your 5 system. And then inside those blocks, especially my work block, I block it pretty specific. So I'm super curious. Your calendar, I know the answer to this, but I know our listeners don't. Your calendar, when you're planning, are you paper or are you digital?
Everyone asks me this, and I teach a hybrid method because I believe in it hardcore. I think that we are in a modern world where there are 2 things that are very, very important in a modern world. It's fast paced, but it also needs to be calm and intentional with purpose. Living a life without purpose is simply just showing up to what your Google Calendar tells you to do. And if you're only living in your Google Calendar, I think you're missing out on a lot of the joy and the abundance that can come from using a paper planner. So I do both. I do all of my time blocking. I set up my routines and my intentions inside of my paper planner. I have another system that's called my fundamental needs, which is a sustainable self-care system. And that gets plugged into my paper planner. And that is what guides my head and my heart through my day, through my week. Now, what tells me where I need to be and the time I need to be there? That's my Google Calendar. That gets shared with my husband. It gets shared with my business partners if I have one. And that is how I show up on time. That's how I know where I need to be. That's how I don't double book. That is the difference. And I think in the world that we're living in right now, it is absolutely non-negotiable to me to live any other way. I've tried lots of other systems, and having a hybrid approach is absolutely hands down, I think the only way to do it, because your paper planner cannot hold all of your intention and all of your routines, plus all of your to-dos and all of your appointment times. It's just too much in one place. It gets convoluted, and then it just overwhelms you and it becomes a useless tool at that point.
Yeah, so very true. So very true. So we're heading into summertime, right? And a lot of people, I know school looks very different for people depending on when you're listening to this podcast. We're heading in. Some people's school is delayed. Some people are virtual learning, they're homeschooling, whatever it is. There are a lot of people on different schedules. But we're all going to be shifting, that school will be ending, right? And we're heading into summer. And then obviously when summer's over, we head back into school. So when you have those sort of shifts with your daughters, and you're shifting from, okay, one thing being school or being summer, and you're shifting into something else, do you guys do a reset? How does your time look? How do your 5-block system look when you're sort of shifting in between those spaces?
Yeah, luckily for us right now, because we've kind of been homeschooling and our kids have been with us like constantly for the past year, summer's not going to look a whole lot different for us. It's just going to be an extension of that. But what I will say is that we do have a lot of vacations that are coming into play. And really just generally speaking, for those of us that do have a major change that's happening, I went through this when COVID hit. We had to make an adjustment, right? And a lot of people did. And just this whole working from home environment, for me, it's not going to change in the summer because I still have to work in the summertime. So you've got two options. You can either try and cram all of your work to where you have a lighter workload and you don't have many hours in the summertime so you can enjoy your family, or we have opted to be super, super scrappy, and we are looking to family members that possibly can to take our kids on a set day of the week. It's not a ton, but we are doing what we can to try and get a little bit of time so that we can run our businesses while our kids have nothing to do for the entire summer. What I would definitely suggest is that you use this 5-block system 100% of the time. For your kids to be able to know that every single morning you're going to be prepared for them. The second that they wake up in the morning, you're there and you're available for them. You've had time where you've already spent time with yourself. You've already poured into you. You've had your full night's sleep. You're refreshed and you're ready to be the best mom that you can be. And that way you're going to be able to pour into them all the way until lunchtime. That is awesome. And then you're going to get to do your business all of the hours after that until dinner time. Just thinking about that kind of freedom. And for some of you that have little kiddos, like little ones, I broke that up and I did it during nap time. I worked underneath the whole like umbrella of I work when my kid sleeps for a long time. There's ways to be creative with this. You're just going to have to sit down and map out, even if it's week by week, right? Even if you can't do your entire summer at once, I would definitely suggest sitting down and looking at, okay, what does the month of May look like? What does the month of June look like? Or what does just this next week look like if you're in major survival mode, and figure out where are your pockets of time? Where are you pouring into your kids? What are these fundamental needs that you have to have happen in your life in order to feel like you're not burning the candle at both ends, that you're actually making headway? And then set up your time blocks and figure out what you're going to be focusing on each day of every single week. And in the summertime, I don't think that that's any different. I actually think it's even more important to do it in the summertime because your kids are going to need you and want you even more so.
Yeah, it's so incredibly true. After really thinking, my kids actually, when we're recording this podcast, my kids, we are like crunching down school, and I'm like, girls, because I have 2 girls too. We're going to be finished with school. One's going to be done in about 7 days, and the other one's about 12 days. She's a little bit further behind because she's older. She has more workload. But I said, this is going to be amazing. And then we are going to begin to shift. But with your 5-block system, what I have really decided to do is those first 2 blocks of the day are going to be working for me. And then the middle 2 blocks are most likely going to be hanging out with my girls, doing fun things, going to the pool, like having fun memories. That is part of what I love about, being an entrepreneur and having that, the best of both worlds. But I, just like you, we need to get up. I need to work. Summer isn't a vacation time. I mean, we take vacations, but I love to do what I do. And so I really love having that. And the girls will say, like, they have chores to do, they have responsibilities that they will get during their first block of being awake too. So I really love applying that. So thanks for all your tips.
Yeah, thank you for letting me come and share all of my nerdy, exhilarating, exciting tips and tricks about time blocking. It like lights me up. I get so excited about it.
I know. Well, and I want our listeners to have an opportunity to connect with you more. So share with everyone, where they can connect with you, maybe where they can find out a little bit more about your system with your time blocking. And then we'll also make sure, you guys, that we include everything in the show notes so you can have everything linked here for Chelsi Jo.
Yeah, I will say, like, the one-stop shop to be able to find like all of the information that you need from me is over inside of my Facebook group. It's just Systemize Your Life over on Facebook. There is a video up at the very top pinned that has all of my free resources in it. You can learn about my fundamental needs system that I talked about, my time blocking system, and you can also get access to my workshop. chelsijo.co/workshop is the direct link to it. That will give you about 45 minutes of just really good information about how to succeed in home and business without feeling pulled in all directions. So if you are someone that is trying to really truly succeed in all of these areas and you need a little bit of help, that would be a great first place to start.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. I know you have helped so many people today with just really clarifying some things and making sure that they create, more balance between their home and their business life. So thanks for being here, you guys. All right, you guys, we will see you on the next episode of Blessed Mama Bosses podcast, and make sure that you go check out Chelsi Jo's information and grab a spot inside her group. We'll see you next time. Make it a great day for others. We hope you enjoyed this episode and want to hang out with us more. Join us inside our Facebook community. You can find us at www.blessedmamabossesgroup.com. We'll see you inside.